up, beautiful people? This is Pretty Girl Love Trap content. What's up? What's up? What's up, beautiful people? It's Pretty Girl Love Trap content. And we are gathered here this lovely Sunday morning to discuss BMF Season 2, Episode 5. I cannot believe we have reached Episode 5 already, okay? So y'all already know the drill. We are in a trap, but we need to make sure we conduct ourselves to the utmost respect, okay? And, you got to make sure you liking this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. If you are a subscriber, you know I already love you and I appreciate you dearly, okay? And make sure, you sharing my content. Please, your girl. I'm on a, short-term goal of 700 subscribers. And please, let's go down and make sure we're polite and having fun in the chat. And if you're watching replay, let's talk in the comments. I definitely love y'all input. If y'all can't watch the live, okay, but we have DeMarcus in here, Daria, Samira, Monica M. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Thank you for coming through, y'all. Now, I ain't even gonna lie. This episode was definitely giving me like mid, it was cool. It was all right. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just all right to me. We kind of get caught up sometimes in the power formula, aka, 50 Cent and Stars formula, where, something big always happens in episode 5. But I'm not too mad because honestly, they gave us some really good episodes already. So I'm not tripping. I'm definitely not tripping. But yes, we are about to get into it. What's up, Ronald Cameron? How are you doing? You give it episode of 8? All right. I mean, I'm going to have to just wait to give mine at the end, okay? Yeah, excuse you, girl. I'm still over here trying to drink my little orange juice and finish this little Pop-Tart, y'all. I had to put something in my stomach, okay? Because I slept in this morning, okay? I work hard for the money, all right? Okay, all right, y'all. Make sure y'all like this video, okay? Good morning, Lady Virtue. Girl, where you coming from? Sneaky Link, 8 a.m. service at church. Let me know, girl. I'm nosy. Where you coming from? You was out of town? What's up? I'm nosy. All right, so y'all. Excuse me. I'm so rude eating this darn Pop-Tart in y'all ear. But y'all, we family, okay? We family up in here, so it's okay. Y'all understand. So let's get into the episode, okay? So we have a little flashback, if you will, of, Meech, Terry, and the family. They on a little road trip, okay? I remember them days, child. Oh, I remember them days. Them road trips just seem hella long, okay? And talk about we ain't going to no fast food restaurant. We get nothing to eat. We got sandwiches, everything you need in the cooler in the back or in the trunk, okay? Oh, I used to hate them road trips. I used to, like, when I started being able to drive, I used to enjoy them because I was driving early, y'all. Like, I remember literally I was 15 and I drove from South Carolina to New Jersey by myself. Not like in the car by myself, but my mom's coworker, his family was going to New York for the summer, and I used to always, when I moved down south, I was always trying to get back to New York whenever I had a little break because I was homesick. So I would literally just always every little chance. If I had like 4 days out of school, I'm going to New York. I don't care. So they was going for the summer, and my mom asked, "Hey, can Chanel ride with y'all?" That's my name. Sorry, y'all. And so he was like, yeah. So, everybody was tired because, when you on a road trip, you leave in the middle of the night, okay? And so I went ahead and he was like, I said, I can drive. And he was like, really? And we stopped for gas once because it was like an 18-passenger van. I literally drove to Jersey. That's when I started to get tired. I said, all I need is some good music and a good little snack, okay? And I'm good. All right. So your girl love a road trip. Now, I feel like I drove too much in my life to where now I have a 5-hour limit. 5-hour limit, that's it. If it's more than 5 hours, I'm flying. But y'all, enough about me, okay? So they're, singing gospel and everything. And, it's funny because we, of course, move forward to current times, aka the 80s, 90s, wherever we are right now. And Meech and Terry, they're on the way to Atlanta, and they're singing the same little gospel song they used to sing when they was kids. So it was kind of cute. We have this thread of Jesus and whatnot in the episode because it was deeply rooted in the Lord, as they say it. So it was real cute. We see Charles and Lucille, they deep in love. I'm like, okay, Charles and Lucille, y'all was in love back then, child. When she wasn't as tired as being broke. Okay. Ronald Cameron, you said my parents had a station wagon. And there was a lot of us, so I can relate to those rides with coolest photo. Yes, we not getting nothing from nobody. We ain't got McDonald's money for all of y'all. Nope. But y'all, on the way to ATL, we had to make things right, okay? Because we can't let Cuzzo over here just steal our bread, okay? So we see Cuz, he over here in the cars getting real lit, just smoking all of probably the best weed, okay? And next thing we see Meech and Terry in their little white tees, okay? And my white tee, yep, and my white tee. And they I won't say they. Meech beat the bricks off your boy, okay? And I was just like, I ain't even mad. I am not mad at all, okay? Like, he needed that beat down, and they jacked his ride and took it to the shop and got the bread off of it. I'm like, I'm not mad. Meech over here just got grazed. He don't even care. He got blood coming out. He's steeping through his shirt. He was like, I had to let old boy know, like, what's up? Like, he already said it. I ain't really F with you like that when you was a kid. I was just like, so how are we going to restructure the business? Okay. Is he fired, or just is a lesson? I'm just curious, okay? Because we can't really trust him, okay? This ain't no regular corporate situation. You know how you get like a verbal warning and then, a written warning, and then you got to get HR involved. So what is HR saying when it comes to Cuz in this organization? I just want to know. I just want to know. Is James not going to get his last paycheck? Like, I mean, he got enough paychecks because he really done stole from us. So I wouldn't know if James fired, or they just gonna be mad for 15 minutes and rehire him, because we still got to handle the business in Cleveland. But hey, I'm sure we're gonna touch on that later on. Yes, DeMarcus, he beat the hell out of James. Okay, all right. Oh, when Lucille respected Charles. Just a little respect came back this episode, y'all. We're going to get into the Charles and Lucille show later on, okay? So we make it to Atlanta, and Meech and Terry they're very impressed. They're seeing Black doctors. There's a lot of Black excellence going on, okay? And Terry was like, dang, like, is everybody, Huxtable up in here? Like, what's going on? And I briefly thought back to the documentary when Meech, just made it noted, like, hey, Atlanta was a whole nother beast. Like, we just saw Black excellence everywhere. Everybody in luxury cars, just doing the damn thing. So, I kind of thought about that when, we saw that scene. So they meet up with Big Earl, okay? And it was like, hey, Earl, I kind of took your invitation to come down here. So what them bricks do, okay? Earl was like, man, it's a drought, bro. Like, what y'all want from me? So, they got $15,000, mind you. And so he was like, well, that ain't really enough, bro. So Terry was like, well, we need some good ice games. We need to up our luck up in here, okay? So he was like, I probably got some place I can take y'all to get y'all bread up, okay? So I'm like, all right, Earl, we trust you right now, Earl. Don't let us down, Big Earl. But I don't know, when I hear the name Big Earl, it's definitely like giving me 10% shady vibes up in here. So I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if y'all watch Country Wayne skits. I used to watch it a lot, but he used to be in there. So I don't know why. I can take Big Earl serious, the actor who plays him, but I can't because he was in those skits. Not like dumbing down Country Wayne skits or anything, but it's just hilarious to me. Because he's been in a couple other things. He was in P Valley as well. But yeah, y'all. We in Atlanta trying to get our bread up, okay? Trying to find a plug. Meanwhile, Detective Ebony and Ivory over here pressing your girl Denise, okay? They done told her, like, bruh, for the amount of weight that you had and was transporting, you about to be locked up for a very, very long time, okay? Because that's 3,000 of the grams, okay? So you either need to talk or yeah, you're gonna walk your behind right in that cell, okay? So right when she was about to get real fidgety and nervous, we have Monique up in here. Okay, looking real cute. I don't know why. I think that hairstyle is called the mushroom. I love that style. My mom used to kill it. So Monique over here, you know what I'm saying? Was like, yeah, you're like violating my client's amendments. Therefore, I need y'all to leave because I need to talk to her. And so Nicole, not Nicole, Lord, Denise was like, child, you my lawyer? She was like, well, not exactly. I'm working on the behalf of, comma, comma, and comma. Okay. And so she was like, well, you have some friends that can possibly take care of my fees. Okay. But you're going to have to like shut the F up, okay? But no, Monique politely states like, hey, looking at your case, you're going to do some time anyway. So you're either going to snitch, do some time and not have any friends and be broke and have no money on your books, okay? Or you can, take these charges, and be a good girl, and you're going to have some friends that's going to make some monthly installments to ensure you and your son is taken care of. And of course, she a mama bear. Mama bear going to make sure her son going to be straight. Okay, not straight, but straight. And so she was like, well, think on my offer. Here's my cards, and you do with it what you will. All right. And I was like, okay. I really like Cash Doll in this scene, child. I was feeling it, okay? Put a one in the chat. Y'all think Cash Doll doing a good job. I really think she is. And she was trained by, I want to say Tasha Scott, but I feel wrong because I know Tasha Scott is an escape. But Tasha, she's a great actor. She's actually a producer, I believe, or director on this show. But, she played How Did I Get Married? Why can I think of her, like, last name? I swear Tasha Scott, I feel wrong. I don't know. But she favors her. They definitely give me like I don't want to say mother-daughter vibes. I don't want to play Tasha as being that old. But she definitely was trained by the best, okay? Yes, Tasha Smith. Thank you, Detroit. That's why I love y'all. Because your girl began bird brain on live. I appreciate it. I love y'all. So, yes. She has some decisions to make, okay? And Monique, I swear to you, I didn't want to say this, girl, but I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. And old girl got way hella more experience on the screen. The Cash Doll. Good morning, Detroit. Thank you for coming through. Anywho, we over there. We got to go to the script club because we in Atlanta. All right, we got the girls. They fully naked, okay? And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. So in the 80s, things in the body parts was presented a little different, okay? We wasn't doing the waxing and the shaving in that area and whatnot. So I'm like, do they got like Afro lace fronts on these girls' woo-has? Like, it was kind of funny. Like, I was like, yeah, that looked real. I mean, I'm sure some women out there, they over there in bushland. That's cool. But it was kind of hilarious to me because I was like, yeah, in the 80s, 70s and the 80s, child. And I'm sure in the 90s, they wax what? You gonna get this for us, boo-boo. But anywho, he over there mesmerized, okay? And he was like, hey, you over there married life with old girl, LaWanda. You need to, enjoy the fruits of our labor, what have you, Terry. He always make a note to say Terry. He was more of a one-woman man. He wasn't trying to be a player from the Himalaya like that, okay? And so he was like, sometimes you can't fall in love. You can't help who you fall in love with because Meech provides some insight on Monique. So apparently Monique has a history with the cocaine, okay? Because Terry was mentioning like, hey, Meeks, your baby mamas, they pretty good catches, themselves. He was like, yeah, Lori, she's straight. Monique, she's stressing about Lamar. And Terry was like, What you mean stressing? Oh, she playing with her nose again? I was like, oh Lord. So everybody know Monique a cokehead. So Meech was like, well, her and Lamar used to party back then in some type of way. They, got attached or what have you. I don't even want to try to, explain it or understand it. I said, well, Meech, I'm gonna need you to investigate a little more. Talking about you and one of the, I guess that booty was mesmerizing him because obviously you ain't trying to research. And I was trying to understand last episode when he found the coke in her drawer. I was like, I felt like his reaction was too calm. You know what I'm saying? Like I expected, like, y'all remember how Tupac found that little pipe in his baby mama house in Poetic Justice? Like he went off. So I was expecting that type of reaction out of Meech, but I felt like, why is his demeanor a little too calm about this situation? But now I know, okay, she has a history of this. Okay. So yeah. That bothers me. Okay, I don't like her having this much of a connection to Lamar, but we gonna get to Lamar a little later. Okay. So Big Earl calls them back to the back, okay, because we got a little boom room situation going on, and ends walk. We see Goldie, which is played by Monique. I love Monique. I'm definitely happy to see her on the screen. All right, so we have a situation. Okay, we got Leon. He's a regular customer, and apparently every Saturday he be talking real slick up in there. Okay, he being real disrespectful to Goldie, talking about, I got some place where you put such and such. And so she kicks him out. But I'm like, Monique, you deal with this Negro every Saturday? Is he really? I guess his Friday paycheck is going to them. Because ain't no way I'm about to be taking all that disrespect every week. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Lord Jesus. Hey, BB. You love Monique? I do too. So of course she was like, y'all don't look too familiar. He was like, yeah, we from Detroit. And she was like, I could tell something was going on with the little rat tails in the back of y'all head, and they calling Atlanta country. He was like, well, we trying to make some shape. And she was like, oh, you want some action. So she's, kind of signaling to, her little handlers, with the dice game, like, hey, they said them boys want some action. So we see some winks and some signals going on. So they pretty much switched the dice on old Meech and Terry, okay? So Meech bet 75 of the 100 on this game. I'm like, dang, we ain't trying to ease it into nothing. We ain't trying to ease it. We just going to go full throttle and bet half our bread on this dice game. And see, this is a funny thing to me because I understand they're teenagers, but that's where I want to say the inconsistency, because I guess we have to bet on them being teens, but they be making some dumbass decisions. What's up, Brillo? How are you? Thank you for coming through. I'm like 75 of the 100. So, they got the little weighted dice or what have you. And of course, they lose. And the whole time, Meech looked like he got the bubble guts. Like, he's stressed out. He's nervous. And so, yeah. That first, they wanted to win the bread back. And so, Terry was like, nah, they sized us up as soon as we got up in here. Like, I guess Meech had a little more trust in Big Earl because they had a previous rapport with each other. But nah, Meech, And I guess, this kind of is teaching him, like, you can't be trusting everybody, okay? Especially if you're from out of town. And so they leave upset, of course, and Goldie was like, yeah, them little country bumpkin MFers, they can't be coming up in here thinking they rule shit. And I'm like, for real, how y'all really thought y'all was about to come from out of town and just take all the bread, the house bread? It don't work like that, bro. Like, I guess, we got to chalk it up to them being naive, but goddamn, like 75 of the 100. Like, come on, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ. So they're over there eating a sandwich outside and reflected. And Terry was like, yo, like, bro, why are we here? Why are we in Atlanta? Long story short, Meech was like, bro, the Lord has sanctioned this journey for us, okay? sorry. Yeah. He was like, Terry, I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to be no factory alert worker like Pops. I ain't trying to be broke. It's not in my destiny, okay? Therefore, it is in God's will, okay, that we are to sell the drugs. I said, don't be putting that on no Jesus now. Don't be putting that on no Jesus. What are y'all doing? Come on, see, this is why y'all, when y'all be using the Lord and his blessings in the wrong way. Like, no. Now I can see if y'all get a good parking spot at Target. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be like, look at God. You know what I'm saying? If an extra snack come out the vending machine, I ain't gonna lie, but like, look at God. But I am not going to put God in nothing about selling no drugs and destroying the community, okay? Oh, Lord, this is hilarious to me. But I guess this is our way of knowing and seeing how, the religion and whatnot is bestowed upon Meech and Tara's heart, okay? And shout out to the wardrobe. I was like, okay, we got, what I'm saying, your boy Meech in the Gucci, what I'm saying, shirt, as well as Terry. He got the MCM on. I was like, all right, I see y'all giving me little dibbles or dabbles of fashion up in here, okay? Yeah, DeMarcus, using the Lord's name in vain. We can't be doing that. But the Lord has been very powerful in this episode. We're going to see in a minute, all right? So, y'all, I really enjoyed this scene. Meech, Terry, they're hooked up with, their hometown homeboy, Ty Washington, okay? I don't know how long he's been in Atlanta, but he is doing the damn thing, okay? So, he apparently bought Meech and Terry some tickets. And now, y'all have to, enlighten me, okay? Now, they had 15,000. They bet 7,500, which is half at the dice game. So, am I missing something? Does that automatically mean, because they got $1,000 left? So, did they have to pay Big Earl, which leaving them the rest? Like, I was kind of confused. I'm like, am I missing something about the math? Because the math ain't mathing. Because Ty even bought them tickets to this, college game or Battle of the Bands or what have you. So I'm like, why am I missing the rest of the 6,500? Y'all do the equation for me, please, in the chat. Because I was just like, am I thinking too hard? Like, why they only got $1,000 left? They ain't had Airbnbs back then. So what y'all doing with y'all money? I'm pretty sure they were staying at the Motel 6 or in the car. They doing something. But I'm like, where did the other 6,500 go? Things that make you go, okay. So, they was talking to Ty and pretty much saying like, bruh, they doing a damn thing right here. We got all the nice flashy cars, and Misha's like, dang, we have to hide in Detroit, but y'all ain't hiding y'all luxury up in here. I like this. And Terry, he all, they both amazed by the Black excellence of it all, okay? And Atlanta would definitely give you some Black excellence, okay? I have to make a trip to Atlanta because I have some food spots that I'm kind of missing right now, just thinking about it, okay? But Terry was like, dang, this make a nigga go to college. Want to go to college, okay? And Meech, he already told Terry, school is not the priority. Like, when they was on their way to Atlanta, Terry had like a history book or something. And Meech threw that shit out. He was like, you need to be focused, man. Like, what are we doing here? Meech was like, bruh, this school mess is not the business, okay? Keep your head in the game. What's up, Tamika? Thank you for coming through, boo. So Ty was like, hey, y'all come to the crib tomorrow. And yeah, we'll talk business, okay? Meanwhile, Meech, she gets a call from Monique, and they talking in code. I was like, oh, I like this. It's kind of shit. But she was telling him, like, hey, Denise is pretty much trying to take us off on our offer, and we're going to need that first payment ASAP pronto, okay? And Meech was like, all right, cool. But of course, he probably sweating bricks because he was like, I ain't got itch right now. So he's asking pretty much about, I think he was, when he was saying, was it snowing? I think he was referring to the Coke. I don't think necessarily he was talking about Lamar, but he was pretty much just checking on Monique or what have you. Ask her if she's straight. She was like, don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. I was like, I bet you are, girl. You about to probably do a line. Right. Well, she don't seem like a line girl. She seemed like put a little Coke in her pinky nail and sniff girl. I hope they better not turn her into no cokehead, crackhead. I'm stressed about this whole Monique situation, okay? Come on. I'm tired of the toxic women's up in some of these shows, even though I know some of these men is toxic too. But I just want Monique just be on the straight and narrow, especially if she handling this whole Denise situation. Like, is she going to play as her lawyer for real? Because she is a legal aid or what have you. So how far is that going to take her? Like, I don't have questions about that, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. Speaking of the cops and the law, okay. Captain is stressed out. She was like, y'all ain't doing enough work. We still over here got crimes going on in the city and we in a whole drought. Y'all suck, okay? And Brian was like, we doing all we can. What you talking about? And she was like, well, not enough. I'm gonna need some switch ups going on, okay? So we got Timmons, aka GQ over here. He's next up, okay? He's next up in line. And yeah, he's discussing, long story short, Big L's disappearance and pretty much saying K9 is the person of interest. They kind of lightly touched on that, but I definitely know that we're going to touch on that in the future. And I don't know, I was like, is my little thought going to come true where I feel like B. Mickey is going to snitch on K9? Because B. Mickey was in the room when Meech told Terry K9 is dead, okay? And K9 did it. So I don't know, I'm curious, but I'm also curious about Timmons, Detective Timmons, aka GQ. I don't know, they're sprinkling him in here and there, but I want to know, where is he going? Is he going to end up being a dirty cop? Is he going to end up, I don't know, I just don't know where they're going to take him. Because I really thought he was going to be under K9's thumb, like one of his boys. You know what I'm saying? Because we always need a cop on our payroll. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. What y'all think about Timmons? Because I'm like, he's, we saying he a little flashy. I don't know. He dressed him real nice, low key, according to the rest of the department. So does that mean he ain't only just getting the W-2 from the department? He's probably getting some side money from K9. I'm just saying, he's looking real Mike Lowry up in here. Like, he got a trust fund? No, I'm sure he don't, okay? He probably over there getting less little change from the dope boys, okay? I'm just saying. Something's going on with Timmons. They don't want to show us, okay? Not right now at this point. So, we got the officers, they're talking, but we're gonna touch on that in a bit, okay? Because Kevin, I got some words for you, Kevin. So Kevin comes to the police station, okay, to see his pops, Brian. All right, he comes in, no shoes on his feet. So he was like, that MF took your Nike. So of course, this seems to be a routine situation with Kevin getting bullied, okay? So he was like, all right, that's cool. We about to get you some pow boxing, taekwondo, karate. We about to find something to get you to get your hands and your feet up, bruh, because this ain't cool. And so Kevin pretty much tells Brian, like, Pops, you always do things your way. You never do things my way. I'm like, Kevin, bro, when you start buying some Nikes and clothes, then you can tell me possibly what I'm doing and not doing. But the fact of the matter is, I bought those Nikes, okay? This bread is coming out of my pocket. So you cannot tell me why I'm tripping or if I'm tripping. So I'm not like you, Dad. I'm not who you want me to be. Who's somebody that defends himself? Like, he acting like Brian telling him to go over there and just beat up niggas. No, we telling you just to defend yourself. I don't care who you are. And first of all, you in Detroit of the Michigan. Okay? You are not in Mayberry. You need some hands or something, bro. Like, that pissed me off. I'm like, Kevin, now you asking for too much of your daddy, okay? You walking around over here, your socks dirty. I don't even know how far the department is from the school. And you took it upon yourself to walk to my job with no shoes on, and you telling me I'm tripping. Oh, you got $50, $60, $70 to buy some new Nikes? Like, you got me effed up. Like, I'm sorry. I do not agree with the son. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I understand certain things, okay, he can embrace a little more with his comics or what have you. But when it comes to this, bro, you missing articles of clothing and shoes, I got to get involved. I'm sorry. Point blank, period. Like, that pissed me off. Like, I lost some bread. I would have like, all right, Kevin, cool. Go back to the house. Here's your receipt from those shoes that I bought. Run me my money. Run me my money, little Kevin, because you tripping. Like, come on, bruh. Come on. Monique said, poor Kevin. Yes, Ronald, he did learn how to squabble, at least defend yourself. Like, learn how to, are you putting your hands up or something? Like, are you just sitting there making them, like, just taking it? Like, that pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie. And I hate bullying. But at some point, you just gotta know how to defend yourself. Like, I used to get bullied, I think, what was it, second, third grade? And it took one time. And don't get me wrong, I went a little far and brought something to the school, okay? A few times. I remember I was in actually fourth grade. For the fifth grade, I actually brought Windex to school and some other things. My mama told somebody this story the other week or something. I was just like, yeah, I was getting crafted, okay? Because what y'all not gonna do is play in my face. Oh, I remember. Oh, the first time I got bullied, these two big bras. I mean, this was like, actually, this was first grade. First grade. Shout out to PS 129. And these chicks, I mean, they was built. Like, they was built like Monique in the first grade, okay? I'm a little brick house myself, but I wasn't no brick house at 7. And these chicks would always bully me and this other girl. I remember her name was Rhonda. And these chicks were just on my head. And now I know they probably had issues at home. That's normally sometimes where bullying stems from. Sometimes. But yes, it was a problem. It was a problem, okay? And then I had another situation where it was this girl, Doris, that she lived in my building and we did not get along. Something happened. I don't remember exactly what beef me and Doris had, but y'all, this shit was so funny. My mom picked me up from school and Doris' mom didn't like my mom. Like, it was, I guess it was some generational beef there. It was weird. So I remember, like, my school was on the hill, right? The school was on the hill. And after school, next thing I know, me, Doris fighting, and my mom and her mom was fighting. Like, this shit was just hilarious, y'all. We both fighting on the hill. Like, oh, Lord. Shout out to Harlem, man. Shout out to Harlem. Anywho, Howard was like, yo, I'm coming to that school, and we going to get something rectified up in here, okay? So we go to see Miss Carmichael, the principal. And I was a little pissed now. I was a little pissed at Miss Carmichael because she sounded like she didn't want to do nothing, okay? She was like, I don't get paid. She didn't really have the attitude like, I don't get paid to deal with your kids' mess. Meanwhile, she the principal. Like, come on, Miss Carmichael. Brian was like, Kevin is getting bullied by Marcus, okay? And we need to do something about it. She was like, well, you ain't on my schedule, okay? I got conference calls. I got meetings. I don't have time for this. You're going to have to make an appointment. I said, Miss Carmichael, now you really could have handled that a lot better. But I know there's a lot of educators that are like this, okay? I use the word educators loosely, okay? And so she's looking at Kevin like, is this true? And he politely kept his mouth closed. Meanwhile, we see Marcus and the gang in the hallway. So it don't take of rocket science to realize, Mrs. Carmichael, that he ain't talking because the ops is down the hall. Now, if you would have used those bifocals you wearing to look on the other side of the hall, you would have been able to put two and two together and realize, oh, Kevin not talking because the baby's scared. Okay, the baby is scared. That's why he ain't talking. Like, come on, use your context clues, ma'am. You a whole educator. You giving me a good 55, 60. So you've probably been doing this a few decades. You should now understand how to read kids and understand what's going on. She gonna talk about, oh, but Kevin ain't saying nothing and the teachers ain't seen nothing, so I can't do nothing. You need to be fired, ma'am. I'm sorry. Like, that pissed me off. That pissed me off. DeMarcus, oh Lord, see, DeMarcus always talking about snitch. At this point, it's reporting, okay? It's reporting, not snitching. And I know this because a little insight. My nephew be kind of be telling on the folk now. He be telling on the folk in school. So we trying to teach him you can't be snitching. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, you can't be snitching. So we had him watch some YouTube videos, okay? There's a difference between snitching and reporting, okay? We had to get crafty because we these kids a little different. We grew up different, so I'm trying to enlighten him, let him know, like, bro, you can't be telling these kids business because they go you gonna be a Kevin. We can't have you up here being a Kevin. Like, we can do but so much. So if you're hurting me, I'm sorry. If you hurt somebody else, and that's suspect. I don't know if I'm gonna get involved. But I don't have no shoes on my feet. I don't care. I'm telling. Y'all gonna beat me up either way. So I'm telling. DeMarcus, don't tell nobody. No, I'm telling. Because my feet's cold. It's Detroit. I'm sure he done stepped on a couple crack pipes, broken glass, or what have you. No shade of Detroit. I mean, New York was the same way. But I'm just saying, it ain't no smooth walk to the precinct or to home. Like, for real, for real. Oh, Lord. Yes, Brillo. See, this I'm saying. A true educator at heart. He said, we got to protect the kids. F that. Tell Kevin. Yeah, Kevin, you playing around. I'm worried about Kevin. I already felt Kevin gonna die. It's just a matter of how, child. And just to speed up this little storyline, Brian enlists B. Mickey, okay, because he over there in the house board, in the house, because Beach and Terry done dip, okay? So, of course, he pays B. Mickey a weekly visit. He acting like he there a parole officer or whatnot. He always popping up at B. Mickey's house. He was like, bro, I don't have no information. Nobody's saying nothing about Beach and Terry. He was like, well, I need you for something else. So he enlists B. Mickey to beat up Kevin, okay? Not Kevin, sorry, Marcus, okay? So Marcus, he sees B. Mickey pull up. He was like, bro, it's 3 against 1. What you gonna do? B. Mickey was like, I don't care about your math, bruh. So he proceeds to wail on your boy Marcus. And we see the homies over there talking about, ooh, like they watching TV or some shit. So I wonder if we're going to have a restructuring of this friendship, if you will. Because I'll be damned. And I'm curious what y'all think. Because typically I don't condone jumping, okay? But if you have somebody beating you that's got you, maybe I'm going to give, because Kevin's probably a freshman. So I'm going to give Marcus 10th grade. B. Mickey is early 20s. So B. Mickey got a good 5 years and some height on Kevin, even though Marcus fade kind of high, okay? So would y'all condone jumping in this situation? Because I don't like jumping. But if I don't know, I need to be Mickey to beat all 3 of their asses. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. They were just sitting there chilling. And they got the basketball in their hand. I'm like, they probably went ahead and like, you all right, Marcus? All right, well, we about to play 2-on-2 down the street. What's that park you always talking about, Brillo, in the hood? We about to play some ball. You all right? You all right, Marcus? All right, when we call your mama, we'll call your pops. I'm gonna go to the payphone real quick, get you some help. I'm like, y'all is trash. Y'all is trash. All right, that's what I thought, Brilla. I need somebody to let me know. Like, we need to be jumping. Like, you ain't about, you older too. You older too, so it really is kind of even. Okay, at least one of them hold the ball and the other jump in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hit B Mickey with a smooth 2-piece in the back of the head or something. Like, come on. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Marcus. I don't know. Yes, Hawthorne Park. I don't know why I was about thinking about Fresh Prince, MacArthur Park. Yes, Hawthorne Park. Let's go to play ball because Marcus is out of commission right now. Okay. Hey, HEA, thank you for coming through. Brilliant said my people won't let me fight alone. We all fight. That's what I'm talking about. Them friends is trash. You need to reevaluate your friends, Marcus. But Marcus, something tells me you got some other problems because you over here being a big bully on little old Kevin. And that's what I used to hate about bullies. Like, you bullying somebody that you know ain't gonna give you no action. Get a formidable opponent, please. Opponent, sorry. Like, for real. You playing in our face. DeMarcus said Brian definitely has B Mickey under his thumb now. Now with B Mickey assault to minors, you know, because I'm sure Brian wanted to go upside Marcus' head, but he's like, nah, I'm a whole grown ass cop up in here. I cannot do that. And also, I wanted to mention that, you know, when Kevin went to see your boy Brian, you know, of course, the partner that she is, Jen, she had to, you know, peep game and, you know, eavesdrop. And so long story short, she was like, you know, I really need your head in the game. Like, I can't have you stressing about your son. And he was like, dang, you was listening. And she was like, hell yeah, you supposed to be watching my back out here in these streets. I can't have you all emotional when you're called Thomas-ish and you over here supposed to protect me. So she goes into this whole story about her sister was in an abusive relationship with a white man. She was, you know, promised her sister she wasn't going to tell her parents because he was white. And of course, if you're a person of color against Wahite, if you will, it really sometimes doesn't come out even. So he beat her sister to death in front of a bunch of witnesses and nobody said anything, which is why Jen became a police officer. Okay. So we get a little more background. All right. Hey, Jen. Hey, Soror. How are you? Thank you for coming through. All right. Woo, child. The Charles and Lucille show. Let me get some of this drink real quick, y'all, before I get into this, because I am annoyed and I'm pissed off. Oh, Lord. I just had to make this his own segment, y'all, because this is a lot. This is a lot, y'all. So, apparently there's a church retreat, okay? And Lucille asked Charles, like, hey, Charles, are you sure you don't want to go to this retreat with me? And Charles pretty much stated, like, our family and our business is falling apart. What I want to do is go on a church retreat. But I said, Charles, this is the perfect time to go on a church retreat. What you talking about? You are dealing with a lot of things. Therefore, focusing on the Lord for a couple days and get your mind right is the perfect solution in the midst of your storm, if you will. What you talking about, Charles? What you talking about? But he probably don't want to be over there with Pastor Swift, because Pastor Swift they got a little drought. Speaking of droughts, a little drought in their bedroom, if you will, okay? I was like, oh, you about to be out the house for a few days, Lucille. This don't feel right. This don't feel right. Okay. So her and Nicole, they're on this way to this retreat. Okay. We, of course, got to drop everybody at the church because that's where the bus at. All right. And so we got Sister Riley over here. Talk about, Charles, you ain't coming. Got the hand on the hip. Charles, you ain't coming. And he was like, no, I ain't coming. She was like, dang, I got this new material, this new music I was working on, and I wanted you to listen. I said, Sister Riley, pipe down, girl. It's the weekend. You can go ahead and tell and show Charles on Tuesday and Wednesday when y'all have y'all rehearsal. Like, calm down. It is not that deep. Okay. So Lucille, people, the whole interaction, she was like, This little Jezebel, okay? So she made sure, let me plop these plump lips on my man to let her know we ain't got time for your shenanigans, okay? Jezebel, all right? And so I ain't gonna lie, I like this little look back Lucille did at Charles when she get on this damn bus. Now, I'm just curious. Now, y'all got a leader of Pastor Swift's caliber heading the church retreat. What they doing? What they doing at that church retreat? They over there probably doing the same ish Meech and Terry doing, gambling, going to girls. But I'm sure Pastor Swift seems like he don't work too hard, so I'm pretty sure he got the deacons and everybody handling the festivities for the church retreat. Oh God, hey Ronald, you said did y'all notice the look Charles gave Sister Riley after he told her he ain't going? Would it surprise me if Charles hitting down the slide? Lord, oh Lord, Charles. So now, Charles, you claim, okay, that your business and your family's in shambles. Therefore, you don't have time for the church retreat. But you got time to play HGTV at Mabel's house. The math ain't mathing, Charles. Your walls in your own house look like but you over here making Mabel's house looking real good, okay? Looking real good. You doing all the work, the carpentry work. You're doing all the things, the electrical work. But you can't use a one bill from that knot you had to get one coat of paint for them raggedy walls in your own house, Charles. Oh, Lord. So Mabel, of course, she come in sashaying her little bodycon dress, sashaying. Okay, she was like, I'd like to thank you for y'all being so hospitable towards me and so neighborly. And after my little divorce, I said, oh, Mabel, you a divorcee, don't you say? But you're over here flirting with a merman. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When she first said she was divorced, I was like, oh, she was cheated on. Then I was just like, oh, she was cheated on. So Mabel, you was like, oh, I can't win as the wife. I'm going to try to be the mistress. But I'm like, hold up, Mabel is real loosey-goosey up in here. Maybe she was cheating, which was why her divorce happened. Because we know Mabel ain't got no qualms about flirting with the married men. So I was like, oh, Mabel, you probably went over here and caused your divorce. I need more insight on Mabel's divorce. Where that man at? Okay. So she was like, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Charles. So Charles is minding his business doing cabinetry work, okay? Well, he was like, this job relaxes me. I was like, you got so much relaxation at the house, Charles. You got so much paint work you could be doing. So relaxing. But, you go across street to Mabel's house. Now that's more relaxing than you. Man, if you don't get out of here. So she was like, well, I saw your footwork the other day. I got a little shindig, I'm planning on Saturday. You should come through. He was just, acting like he didn't want to be, in attendance. But he was like, I think about it. So he acted real humble and real shy around Mabel, okay? Child. Woo, Lord. So Saturday night rolled through. And Lucille, they dropping everybody else at the church house. So Lucille was like, you know, let me adjust my big girl draws. Let me adjust my big girl draws and go ahead and ask Sister Riley some pending questions that I had. So she was like, Sister Riley. Now, if I would have asked you a question, would you tell me the truth? I'm like, come on. I ain't gonna lie. I like the way she positioned that, but I'm like, really? Come on, Lucille. She gonna be like, no, no, I'm gonna lie to you. Anywho, she was like, are you sleeping with my husband? She was like, what, by whatever do you mean? And Lucille was like, well, I see the way y'all be looking at each other, making beautiful music and what have you, okay? And she was like, no, absolutely not. She was like, well, you be pressing up on every Tom, Dick, and Harry up in the church. She was like, now I was a hoe back in my day now, but I ain't doing that, Lucille. Now me and Charles ain't do nothing up in here. Ain't nothing going on but beautiful music up in here. I was like, dang, Sister Riley, she done called you. So back in my day, yeah, I was a hoe. But I changed. I done got myself back into the Lord, okay? What's up, James Kelly? Yes, Maple brought him out the stable, child. Hey, babe God, what's up? What's up, Pookie Lolo? Thank you for coming through. Hey, Candace, you said working on everything besides his marriage and Nicole's credit. I know, right? Child, we had to put the bras on the credit. Oh, I should say like my grandmother, the brasiers. We had to charge the brasiers, okay? God damn. So Mabel, Lord, not Mabel. Mabel, think about me, child. So Lucille, she was like, all right, cool. They ain't bumping. They ain't bumping in the pews. So cool. It's great because early in the episode, she, you know, when Charles originally declined her offer to go to the retreat, she went straight to the, you know, the little case for the guitar and saw that the nudie magazines weren't in there no more. So she was like, dang, you know, he ain't using that no more. Is he using the real thing? So now she realized, oh, the real thing, it ain't really a thing because Sister Riley said she's a reformed hoe and she ain't effing my husband. But I said, Lucille, the problem is right underneath your thumb, child. Right underneath your thumb, little trifling floozy old Mabel, okay? So Charles rolled up. He rolled up in the party, you know, he and whatnot, okay? He got on his good Saturday night sweater, all right? And so, you know, everybody, you know, in attendance in a party, it's a little shindig going on. And I'm like, okay, all right, Mabel. And so she, you know, invites Charles and they starts low-key bumping and grinding. Like they real close. I'm like, so, okay. And I know this is not a small town. This is Detroit, okay? So Mabel, I'll say she's across the street or so, okay? She's definitely within the block away. I don't know where she moved from. So I'm going to assume that everybody in attendance of this party is from across town. Because the way Charles was bumping and grinding on Mabel is as if nobody knew who the hell Charles was or that the fact that he was married, okay? Like, you real loose with it, Charles? You didn't know if Mabel invited, you know, Miss Rose in the pink house down the street and she could have peeped you bumping and grinding on Mabel. Like, you real reckless out here. You real reckless out here. So they bumping and grinding. And so she hands Charles a drink. He's like, oh, no, I don't drink. She was like, oh, well, you a grown man, Charles. You can do what you want to do. I'm like, yeah, Charles, you're a grown man. Decline that drink, bruh. Like, what are we doing? Peer pressuring at 45? And then her homegirl, child, the homegirl got the nerve to say, child, oh, Lord. So, she is hilarious. Talking about, oh, we hit the jackpot with this one. Thank you for bringing him through, Mabel. I said, what? What in the swingers club that we got going on up in here? Thank you for bringing him through. We hit the jackpot. Like, I don't know what Mabel got going on, y'all, but bruh, Lucille better take your behind to the clinic, child, because I don't know what Mabel got going on over there on the table, all right? So that confused the hell out of me, all right? So, of course, Charles has to be neighborly and he helps her clean up, if you will. I'm like, oh, ain't none of your homegirls can help you clean up, Mabel? Charles knew what he was doing. Like, you don't pull no move like that and purposely be the last one in the house if you don't have no plans, Charles. So Mabel, she was like, well, you don't have to leave so soon. You need to just make sure you're always doing something nice for yourself, big boy. I'm like, Mabel. So this scene kind of happened hella quick because next thing I know, they kissing and pulling down pants. And they proceed to have some wall love. Okay, it was giving me good like soul food when Terry, walked in on cousin Faith and her husband. Okay, it was giving me good old passionate pump, but it lasted all of 35 seconds. Okay, I mean it was he was backed up, so I'm gonna give him a pass. Okay, on the pumpage. But Charles, oh, Charles, you done cheated after 20 years, Charles. You're supposed to be a good Christian man, and you done cheated on Mabel. So after he, finished, if you will, because it don't look like she climaxed, I don't know. But he put up his pants and bounced. Ain't no goodbye, no handshake, no, see you tomorrow. And she just cheesing. Like, got him. Oh my God. Oh my God. And DeMarcus, I'm not listening to Miss Mess. Charles didn't cheat Mabel. Charles and Chain had an entanglement. No, there was no agreement. There's no Will Smith, Jada Pinkett agreement up in here. Okay. No. And no. So Charles took his raggedy behind home. I guess he was finishing up washing dishes or just washing his hands. If he was just washing his hands, I don't think so, because he could have did that in the bathroom, okay? Or unless they didn't want to shoot that scene. But I hope you wasn't washing those filthy, adulterous hands filled with Mabel's juices in the house family sink, okay? And this fool ain't even have a regretful expression on his face. He just giggling and recanting the scenes like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did. I said, Charles, what the hell is going on? Like, Charles, he liked it. Like, because when he left Mabel's house, he seemed real regretful. You know what I'm saying? But he liked it. And 3 seconds later, Lucille come. I said, dang, Charles, you cutting it real close up in here, okay? So she comes in just real enlightened. She was like, you know what, Charles, I know, the devil's been on us, okay? We've been fighting the devil. We have a lot to talk about. I'm sorry I wasn't appreciating you. I wasn't showing you the love and affection. Like, come on, let's get our groove back. Let's go ahead and get our Angela Bassett and Tay Diggs on. Let's get our groove back. So he looking like a dummy, like, what? What you mean, girl? I just got my groove back. You about 15 minutes late, Lucille. I done handled that already. But of course, he can't tell her that. So he kind of walks off. And it looks like he was possibly, showing her, just telling her, like, I'm declining this offer. Because he talking about it's been a long day. I said, who? Little do she know. So next thing we see, do. I said, oh, we about to get it on up in here, okay? Hey, Inga Boo, thank you for coming through. Not Monique, 4 pumps late. 4 pumps late. So Charles, I ain't gonna lie, Charles was looking kind of good in that towel, okay? And so Lucille, she had on her little lingerie. All right, so they about to get it on. I said, Charles, you about to go from round 2 with woman number 2? Oh my God. And I know this happens a lot. But just seeing it, oh my God, I was clutching my invisible pearls, child. I said, Charles, you about to have sex with your wife like it's a bad thing. But I'm like, you should have just, come on, Charles. Come on. Now, this is the one time I would have been like, Lucille, I got a headache. But he had to oblige. He was probably just feeling real frisky. He was like, yeah, I'm the man. So they proceed to have the sex, child. Oh my God. Hey, Savannah. And y'all look at Charles' face right here. Look at Charles' face. Now this probably lasted the same amount of time with Mabel. I said, Charles. Now I would just give him he backed up, okay? Because Charles gonna give you the best 7 pumps of his life, okay? But Lucille, she was like, oh my God, like, oh, what has gotten into him? Like, she's kind of looking like, just intrigued, but at the same time, I won't be surprised if she's looking like, So I don't know what's about to happen with this whole Charles and Lucille show, but Mabel, I could tell she played dirty and she don't fight fair. So Lucille is definitely going to find out, because we eventually know in real life the parents get divorced, okay? But they really in real life get divorced earlier in terms of Meech and the kids' age. But I guess they're switching it up for TV. But I cannot wait for Lucille to find out, because I know Mabel gonna come up with some slickish. She probably gonna come for dinner like she normally do, and she probably gonna slap Charles on the butt or something. He probably gonna laugh, or they probably gonna look, and Lucille gonna be like, "What the hell going on in my house?" Like, something about to happen. It's about to pop off. And I shouldn't be excited for this, because this is really like a demise of a marriage. But this is good TV right here. This is probably my favorite storyline of the whole damn show. But Charles, I am so disappointed in you. So at this point, Charles, the way you rolling, you can't say ish to Meech and Terry, because you are no better. Okay? Goodbye, Charles. Okay? Goodbye. So back in Atlanta, okay? We at Ty Washington house. Ty is living real good, okay? It's real like MTV Cribs, okay? Real Robin Leach like, okay? He is definitely doing his thing. But I was a little, I want to say confused, and I'm wondering why they put this line in here. So when Meech and Terry were greeted at the door when they came into Ty Washington's house, he said, dang, this don't look like no stash house to me. Oh, you hiding in plain sight. So I'm curious if Ty is really holding all his weight at his house, because we already see his homeboy is cooking. Okay, so I'm really curious why they put that line in there. Like, are we going to have a situation where Ty's house get run up on and all his bricks get stolen? Like, I hope all your bricks ain't in your house, Ty, but I won't be surprised. Okay. I'm just saying. So Meech and Terry was like, yeah, Ty, we broke, and we need you to front us some keys. Like, we got history, so I understand, what I'm saying, how things work in the drug business, but I just, on the strength of us knowing each other back in the hood, yeah, I need you to front me some keys. And Ty was like, hell no, not this drug fool. What you talking about? He was like, all right, since we cool, if y'all get y'all bread up, I can help y'all out a bit. So I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't gonna lie now. All right, Ty. So they also mentioned this conversation. Hey, we heard, okay, we had heard about this dude Pint, where he could turn one into two. And they was kind of insinuating that he be cooking the crack, okay? And so he was like, "Where you hear that from?" Like, don't worry about that, bro. Meanwhile, we pan over to his homeboy as he introduces as Carl, okay? And Carl looked like he just his personal chef at this point, because he in the kitchen, what I'm saying, probably making some personal pan pizzas. I don't know what he doing with that rolling pin, but he cooking, all right? And so they was like, okay, boom, we gonna come back. So they roll up on your girl Goldie again, okay? And she said a line that I wonder is going to just have some importance when it was closing time. So her and I guess her right-hand man, bodyguard, what have you, really not bodyguard, but they was both leaving. He was like, hey, it's been a long day. She was like, all right, make sure you hug your girls and tell them that, pretty much sisters are important, something of that effect. And he was like, well, why should I say this? She said, just trust me, sisters are important. So I definitely feel like we're going to find something out, maybe about, some sisters, because she said, they got to have each other's back. So I'm like, okay, we're going to probably get some layers out of Goldie, I hope. So Goldie, she get in her car. She's like, you don't need to stick around. I'm Goldie, nigga. I'm Goldie. What you talking about? I don't need no protection. But next thing we see, we got some headlights in her face, and we see good old Meech tapping on that window, okay? And she was about to get the blicky, and Terry was like, not in this house. She was like, yeah, we country, right? We country, right? She was like, what y'all boys want? Y'all want my purse? I was like, Goldie, nobody want that $200 in your purse, girl. We here for a higher purpose, okay? She was like, well, I ain't running no game tonight, okay? Well, I can tell y'all, we got a little game, Big Mike, okay? He over there in Bankhead now. I'm just saying, with T.I. and them, he over there, he running a little situation over there. And it was like, all right, cool. She was like, well, we in Atlanta, ain't nothing free. It was like, I got you, okay? When we went our bread, you cut you off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. She was like, all right, cool. All right, cool. So they go to Fat Mike's place, okay? And they over there gambling. All right, we got the dice game going. So mind you, Terry, he is already in the dice game when Goldie, I don't know why I want to call her Monique so bad. So when Goldie comes in, she comes in with Meech. So Meech was like, yeah, my name is Rico Seville, all right? And I'm over here to partake in your lovely dice game, sir. And so Fat Mike was like, Goldie, you vouching for him? She was like, yeah, I'm vouching for him. So meanwhile, Terry over there playing. So I'm like, okay, cool. So they over there gambling and winning. So Fat Mike looking like, what do we have here? So he put two and two together and realized that Terry, aka Jerome, because that was his fake name, and Rico Seville, aka Meech, was working together. All right. And he was like, oh, y'all playing with me. Y'all working together. And so he was like, what you got going on here, Goldie? She was like, what? What you talking about? So they look at his dice or what have you. And I'm like, why he bring his own dice? Why they let Terry bring his own dice? But that's neither here nor there. So they switch out the dice. Because I'm like, that don't make no sense. Why he bring his own dice to y'all dice game? Like, doesn't make sense. Anywho, they switch out the dice. He's like, I'm going to figure out if y'all lying or not. So they switch out the dice because I believe they had her weighted dice. And so he lands again. He was like, Southwest. I was like, don't blow your cover, but he could be like Southwest, like he from the Southwest of his city. So I'm like, okay, that ain't too bad. I got a little nervous. I'm like, don't be talking too much, Terry. So he ends up, winning again. Of course, it kind of low-key kind of proves that he's good at what he do. All right. So, of course, they win the money. And so he was like, I ain't ever with you no more, Goldie. She was like, don't you ever question my MF and integrity, Negro. I was like, yes, I kind of like that, Monique. I was like, ooh, girl, talk that talk. But I'm like, did one of y'all hide y'all rat tails, okay? Because if he was paying attention to the back of that neck, bruh, and realized y'all the only two new fools up here in rat tails, it would not be hard to determine that you guys are both working together, okay? I'm just saying. But I guess dudes don't be looking at each other like that. But I'm like, come on, y'all see the little rat tail in the back? Okay, that 1 + 1 is 2, Fat Mike. Okay, but hey, they get their bread up. They go back to Ty's house, and they was looking like, this all? I thought we asked for more bricks, because they originally asked for 10 bricks. I was like, ooh, on consignment? On consignment? Y'all real bold up here. Maybe they had, a tactic where they were like, okay, we're going to start high and we're going to negotiate somewhere down the middle. Because I'm like, 10 bricks, you asked for a lot for not having no bread, okay? Because mind you, they still was on their last $1,000 of the dollars, okay? So he was like, I mean, this about, I don't know, I think it was about 2 to 3 bricks. I couldn't really tell. It was like 2 to 3 bricks on the table. And Terry was like, dang, I thought we was going to get more. I was like, good Lord, like inflation and everything. Y'all drug dealers don't play when it comes to the pricing. So Terry was like, oh, I guess we ain't got no choice. But then we have Carl, if you will, wink, wink, playing Nintendo. All right. I was like, dang, nostalgia. I used to love me some Duck Hunt, y'all. So they called him out. They was like, yeah, we know you pint. We know you was sizing us up. We heard you could turn 1 into 2. And so, of course, Ty was like, you kind of got us there, bro. And so he was like, okay, we understand you Ty's boy, but we just need some assistance on your magician skills or what have you. And Carl got the nerve to say, I have a special set of skills. I said, if you don't get the Liam Leeson taking 1, 2, and 3 out of here, so I have a special set of skills. Oh God, y'all, that's hilarious. I have a special set of skills. Shout out to Take It. I love you some Take It, okay? He was like, well, my job is very important. Therefore, yeah, I'm gonna have to run y'all boys up, okay? So they was like, what you talking? What's your price? He said, I'm gonna charge y'all a brick. Oh Lord, I said they only got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. So they over there was like, I don't know. But Meech, he has a vision. He's a visionary. He was like, all right, bro, T, I understand you're not gonna want to hear this, but you gonna have to turn over those keys and that pink slip, bro. He was like, oh, not my baby. Not my baby. He was like, fool, I'll buy you a car. Once the bread come in, we gonna be straight. All right. So they made a deal with Carl, aka Pint. So they over there, food networking in the kitchen. He told him how to whip and nay the crack and what have you. And I'm like, all right, he a little weird, a little eccentric, talking about booty, and Judy. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a character, okay? And he kind of scared me because they was asking him, hey, how'd you learn how to cook? Talking about my dad was a dope fiend, so I decided to do this instead. I said, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Keep yourself close in proximity to the very drug that your daddy got hooked on, and knowing you probably got an addiction spirit in your DNA. But I'm gonna be quiet. Okay? You ain't decided to be a lawyer or nothing. You decided to cook the damn product that your daddy been smoking. Okay. So we over there learning how to cook crack and tea. He up, okay? He over there learning how to cook the drugs, all right? So of course we got a skill we gonna take back to the D, and of course make us rich, okay? Meanwhile, we gotta work on the Lamar show. We closing out, y'all. The whole episode, Lamar over here charging tax and robbing folk, okay? Dudes is taking out all their money and giving him his chains, okay? He over there giving me real Mr. T, like 8 chains. Like he over there just shining at Coney's, okay? And the dude he beat up last season over here giving him free food. So, Alvin, he was like, dang, you over here just shining, getting free food and everything. And he was like, yeah, I'm just getting back what I deserve. So they charging everybody tax, okay? And I'm like, all right, Lamar. But he was like, his cousin Alvin was like, damn, this fun. Like, I like this. I like dealing with the alive people. Like, y'all real fun. Y'all real fun. He's like, well, ain't no fun unless, a king got his queen. I'm just talking about matters of the heart. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. And I know he ain't talk about nurse abuse. I'm like, yeah, Monique and that booty. That's all he worried about. I'm like, Lord. And he also notes to say, I'm not leaving this ground or this earth until Meech is in the ground. I was like, Lord, please somebody kill Lamar next episode. Don't get me wrong, I love the character. I love the character. But how long we about to do this cat and mouse chase? Because it's about to be looking real good per the whatchamacallit. What is that called? Lord Jesus. The previews for next week. So Lamar, he's talking about and thinking about his queen. So he said, I'm about to roll up on her. So I ain't gonna lie, I love this scene. And she put the blicky out. She's like, what you doing in my MF house? He was like, I'm sorry for whooping your ass last time, but you gave me no choice. You was messing with the Meech. The Meech, he's a monster, not me. And so she was like, fool, you got Zoe scared. I had to send her away. He was like, no, you got to bring Zoe back, okay? It's not good for kids to be separated from their moms. And I felt like that was a mistake, Monique, because I'm either scared that he's going to know where you stash Zoe and bring her back, or he knows Zoe ain't around. Therefore, if he comes back to harm you, Zoe won't be around to witness it. So I feel like she was talking too much, okay? So he was like, boo. We meant, long story short, he was like, we meant to be together. Stop playing these games. She was like, fool, you put your hands on me. I'm never going to touch you. Because he had the nerve to say, now, last time you saw me, you beat my ass, okay? And now you got the nerve to show me your little bag talking about me, F me up. I can't even make love to you if I wanted to. I said, fool, can you ask for forgiveness instead of talking about if you was going to be able to make love to me? Like, come on, Lamar, you're doing too much. You're doing too much, okay? So he started talking that talk, and her energy started to change a little bit, and I'm a little worried because she shut the door on him, but it was kind of like regretfully, like kind of like a sad, I'm closing the door. So I feel like Lamar still got a chance, and I'm pissed off about it. I am pissed off about it, okay? Oh, Lord. I'm scared for Zoe. Oh, Jesus. And here we go. Like the last scene, y'all. And I mean, it was cute, but we already know this wasn't really going to end how I guess someone would be scared if they didn't know the real story. So Lucille, she in the good mood. She cooking because her man done laid it down. Okay, well, I guess at her terms. I don't know, child. So she over there, asking Nicole to get the door. Nicole, she upstairs. I don't know, listening to, New Edition, whoever. I don't know. But she don't hear Lucille. So Lucille, good resident of Detroit, Lucille, opened the door without asking or peeping who was at the door. I'm like, what the? Where they do that at? Where do they do that at? Okay. I don't care how good or nice of a neighborhood you live. You get people at that door. So she just willy-nilly opened the door. Boom, pow, pow, is Lamar. He was like, are you a Meech and Terry's mother? I would have been like, no speaker English. No speaker English. No habla español. I'll be like, who? She was like, yes. He was like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Your boys hurt me real, real bad. So he got his little hand behind his back. He got a little blicky. I'm like, Lord Jesus, Lamar done stepped to these people's door. So she fidgeted her little, her little apron or what have you, because she's trying to find the little knife she was using to, cut her. I think she was making an apple pie or something. So she can't find it. And so she already felt, oh, this dude on a whole nother level. So she was like, can you pray with me? So they praying together. It was a good little scene. Like, I really liked their chemistry together. And he was like, lady, in his head, like, I ain't really trying to pray. So she hold his hair real tight. And she, boom, shakalaka, all the praying and whatnot, okay? And, she, a couple words that she says kind of touch his heart a little bit, especially when she started talking about second chances. Because, of course, he said that previously or insinuated previously, like, God gave him a second chance. So I guess that ring-a-ding-ding in his, head was like, you know what? I ain't going to do this. Maybe this is a sign from God, okay? I ain't going to do this. Meanwhile, Nicole come down the stairs 25 minutes later, and she peeks and recognizes him. So she go upstairs, call Meech and Terry, talking about the guy that killed Darius is downstairs. Y'all got to get here. I'm like, Nicole, don't you realize they in Atlanta? I don't know. Like, should have Nicole called the cops or her daddy or somebody that's closer? Where Roland at? Roland lived directly across the street. Y'all supposed to be watching the house. Did y'all have an expiration time and date when y'all supposed to be surveillance in the house? Like, they was going off for 2 to 3 days. Don't y'all think y'all should have been watching the house still? Like, ain't nobody watching the house. Charles, I'm sure he probably at work. Ain't nobody watching the house. So, of course, Meech and Terry, they over there in Atlanta, they, got all they bricks, they done cooked and everything. They in a red rental car. They frustrated because Terry had to, sell his car. Meech was like, I'll buy you a new car, bro. Like, the amount of inventory we got, we good. So he, gets the call from Nicole. He was like, we got to go. Lamar's there. What y'all about to do? Y'all got about 10 hours of driving, okay? Why didn't y'all call Roland or somebody close to come to the house? Maybe they do in this next episode. I don't know. But long story short, the prayer worked, and Lamar, he walks off, and she closed the door. She ain't locked the door after. She just closes the door and looks all disheveled. Lord. But that was pretty much the episode, guys. It was pretty good. I mean, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was cute. It was cute. Y'all let me know what y'all grade this episode. A, B, C, D. I'm gonna say E instead of F because I don't like giving Fs, especially certain shows don't deserve it. Okay, but y'all can put an F. I'm just playing. I can't tell y'all how to feel. I'm gonna probably give this an episode. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a smooth, solid B. It was pretty good. Let's see here. HEA, you give it a B. Inga A. Ronald Cameron B. Yes, I mean HEA Charles get the F because he was effing. Okay, and it's gonna blow up in his face. Lord Jesus. Oh Lord, Charles. DeMarcus, you give it an A. Calvin, you said Inga Finance get an A from. I cannot. Y'all over here flirting in the chat, in the BMF chat. I mean, Inga is fine though. I ain't gonna lie, Calvin. Like she a cutie patootie for real. She is definitely a cutie, but Calvin, like, do we have to do I need to start like a matchmaker show? Like, subscriber matchmaker? Like, come on, let us sister know. That'd be real cute. But I know my girl Inga, she don't just settle, honey. Okay. She don't just settle. So you gotta come with it, Calvin. Okay. All right. Tamika, you said A-. Monique B. Brillo A. Tamika, you just over here just having a good old time. Because Tamika, no. Inga, she is a gem, okay? Inga is a gem. So you got to come correct. And you got to come through all of us, low key. You got to come through me. You got to come through Tamika. Like, we got to have a whole, interrogation situation, Calvin, because we don't play about our Inga, okay? Oh gosh. Monica M, you give it a C. It is what it is. I like your name. You give it a B-. Yes, Inga is the GOAT. But yeah, that was pretty much this show, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this recap/review. Okay. Of course, I can't believe it. Episode 6 review, of course, next Sunday at 11. If y'all tune into my recap of Power, we are discussing Power Season 4, Episode 2 on Wednesdays, 8:15 with the Trap Queen. And yes, Ghost is still in jail. It's a lot going on, okay? But please make sure y'all liking this video, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Make sure you're sharing my content. I'm trying to get to 700 subscribers, okay? So please support your girl. I appreciate y'all coming through, okay? You said it's a break. The show's on a break. Brillo, let me know if it's a week break or not. Well, that'd be cool. I won't be mad at it. Oh, well, no, Super Bowl's on a Sunday. Or are they just taking a break for Super Bowl? I don't know. But whenever episode 6 airs, y'all know. Y'all already know. I will be reviewing it. Detroit, you give it an A. Detroit, you said Charles is the MVP. Stop hating. Come on, Detroit. See, Detroit, I thought you was a man of integrity. I thought you was a man of integrity. And you talk about Charles as the MVP. Maybe if he wasn't murdered, shout out to Maryland, murdered of 20 of the years. But you literally dipped your stick into 2 different women's, I'm sure within an hour span. Now that's just nasty. Even if you was single, that's just nasty. I'm sorry. You're not going to mess up my pH balance. No. And not for no 8 pumps. That ain't worth it. Now, if you was giving me the best of my life, that's negotiable. I mean, not speaking for myself. I mean, I'm a married woman. But I'm just saying, the way Charles is slinging, it ain't worth no STD. It ain't worth nothing, no drama. It ain't worth none of that, okay? HGA, actually, he did shower. Remember, he came in the room and, you know, he was all low-key glistening in the towel. So he did wash his ass. But that still don't make it no better, okay? I actually counted, Brillo. It was more than 4 strokes. I think when I counted with Mabel, it was like 10, 11. With Lucille, it was about, I think I lost count with Lucille. It was like 6, 7. It was up in there. So Charles did about 20 strokes in 2 women. So it's an average of 10 strokes. So we gonna call him 10 stroke Charles up in here, okay? I'm just saying. But y'all, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm gonna stick around for like 30 more seconds to see if y'all got anything else y'all want to discuss. I don't even know if that stroke. I be stroking to the east. I be stroking to the left. Stroking to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking. And Mabel gonna want that thing again. She's gonna want that thing again. So it's gonna be a matter of, and I wonder if Nicole gonna catch it, because you know Nicole ain't never really was feeling Mabel like that. So I won't be surprised if Nicole busts everybody bubble. So I wonder if Nicole gonna peep, like Mabel come over for dinner, and Mabel, you know, she'll smack Charles on the ass or something, and he and Nicole peep and tell her mama. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I'm most excited though. I'm most excited. Have a great day, Tamika. Ronald, you say, Ronald Cameron, you said my prediction for next week is Lucille will go to Mabel's house looking for Charles because Lamar showed up and she'll catch Charles and Mabel in the act. Woo, child. That's possible. That's possible, child. He over there doing that work. He ain't doing no electrical or carpentry work. He gonna be doing that plumbing, that pipe work. Okay. I'm just saying, Charles got all the skills at everybody else's house, but don't want to do the necessities like patching up those walls in his house. Ain't that about a bit? Now, if you gonna cheat, I'm gonna need you to make sure you take care of home, literally. For real, for real. And Calvin over here still shooting his shot with Inga, child. Lord, on this good Lord Sunday morning. I cannot deal with y'all. But y'all gonna have to figure that out, Calvin. You gonna have to figure that out another way, because I'm have to get offline. I love y'all though. I appreciate it. Y'all definitely have me entertained. Make sure you like this video, and I appreciate y'all. Toodles.